Hi guys, Mama Mita here, and today I have a video for you about charging up your gadgets. Now, how to get power to all these things. My goodness, boy. For me, that's such a challenge just to understand the whole system because I mean, like I'm, 67 years old and I know I don't really need all this stuff and everything except when I'm car camping or I'm on my bike. I use it then. That's when it's very important for me, okay? So let me tell you about these chargers that I have. Now, my first charger, solar panel charger that I had was a little small one that you could just put in your backpack and go off with and everything. And it worked really well for me, and it was great because when I first got on my bicycle and I would be going down the road, it was really hard for me because I was too far away from the city. I would be anywhere from 30 to 60 miles away from that city, and it was like my cell phone wouldn't last that long. And so I need to have a cell phone, and I always like to have a little bit of music too, to keep me rocking and rolling and everything. But anyway, so I need to have a better system. Well, it wasn't happening. So then my husband took a trip to Puerto Rico, and he took the little charger with him so that he could charge up his phone too. Well, his brother saw it, and his brother loved it. And he gave it to his brother, and it's been working great ever since for his hurricanes and stuff when they don't have the electricity. Like right now, they just have a hurricane, and they don't have electricity again. So I'm sure he's firing up the little solar panel again. It was just a little one, like that little baby one. Okay, so then when he came back, and after he had gave that away and stuff, so I decided I wanted to upgrade. Okay, so let's upgrade. So I went to REI and I got another one. Now I got the Gold Zero, okay, and I was really happy with it at first. I'm like, oh great, this is going to be great because the other one was a Gold Zero and it worked great and never had any problem. Well, that was not the case. This one, I don't know what was wrong with it, but it was defected. I winded up having to take it back to REI because it just would not work right. So, and it was very frustrating and I didn't know what to do. And then finally I decided, okay, I need to really get another little solar power charger. So my daughter, she decided that we would go on this little adventure with the kids and stuff. And so I was in the car front seat and she had these two solar things, little portable solar chargers out on her dashboard. So, oh, well, what's that? She said, those are phone chargers, Mom. She says, they're pretty good. Oh, well, let me see that. So let me show you the first one. This is the first one. Now, you can get these off of Amazon. I'm not trying to push Amazon anything. My thing is, I'm not trying to push anything. I'm just want to let you guys know what I use and what I'm happy with. Okay, so you see it's got two plug-ins right there, okay? And it folds out like that. Now, this would be great for my bicycle. It would be perfect. The only thing is I'm going to have to figure out some sort of a strap or some sort of a thing that I can hook it here, maybe some Velcro or something. But it's going to have to be strong enough to be road tested where if I hit bump stuff, it's not going to fall off and I lose it, right? Now, the other one that I had, it had it like this, the zero one. It had like that, and I had these little things that I could hook to my big backpack in the back of the bike. And I would just go, and I always had power because this was low, hitting the sun and stuff. Well, these would work, but I'm just going to have to figure out how I would do that if I wanted to have this one on the back of my big backpack where I have the tent and all my other stuff. But you open it up and just open it up like that, and then you can just close it up and close it up all the way. It's got a big, strong light on the back, and boy, this thing works really great. There you go. See that? That's the brand. And so just off of Amazon, and it's fairly cheap too, and it works great. The other one was this one that she got me. Now, this one has 3 plug-ins, and this is the big, strong one. It's a little heavy, like my first one was, but it's not that heavy. I could probably hook it to this and maybe hook it to the back of the backpack. Or maybe even put a stronger, piece here on the back, like Velcro on the back, where I could just attach it to the backpack. That might be a good idea too. You got to always be thinking, what you can do to have what you need and to save you a little money because these things are only like $25. They're not very expensive at all. and they last a long time. Then the third one I've got is this one. And this one has just 2 plug-ins. Now, why do I need all these things? Well, I don't need all of them. Really, I don't. But it's nice to have them because this one I can just throw up my backpack. So if I'm out for a day adventure, whatever, I've got phone charge. I can recharge my phone. Because my phone, like after you look at the phone and stuff like that, it starts dying down. And that was the thing with the bike, because when I get on the bike and I play maybe a half an hour song, I didn't hardly have any power left. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm in trouble now. I have no phone if I get in a problem and I need to call the police or whatever. Not that I'm going to be able to call the police and talk to them because the hearing's so bad, but I mean, I can at least let them know where I was at and stuff. But okay, so this one here, what I do with it now in the car is I use it to charge up my camera system. I use this one to use in the back. When I'm in the back at night, I can plug my phone in it to keep my phone charged up. And it's got 4 little squares, and boy, this thing is powerful. It's really grand. Then the other one here is just a backup, but I could use it from my watch, from my Apple Watch. Now, the funny thing about the Apple Watch, I gotta tell you about this. My daughter decided that Mom needed to get with the groove. So she and her husband and the kids decided to get me an Apple Watch for Christmas. Well, they got me the Apple Watch for Christmas. I was kind of upset about it because, I've always had like one of those little Timex or Casio watches and stuff, and they've always worked great for me. And I don't have to worry about charging them up and stuff like that. To me, I just felt like that was a nuisance. Plus, it's high technology. Oh my gosh, I don't do good with high technology. So I didn't wear it for a year. Can you believe that? And then finally I said, okay, I'm going to do the Apple Watch. I'm going to see what it's like. Because everybody was having their Apple Watches. Well, I got the Apple Watch, and guess what, guys? I absolutely love it. I can talk with it. I can ask questions with it right here. If I was in trouble, I could call 911. It gives me my heart rate. It is a good thing for me. And I guess it's a good thing for my daughter too, because when I don't answer my phone, well, let me tell you, she knows how to get in touch with me. She makes this thing go off an alarm. It keeps ringing and beeping and beeping. I guess that's the Christmas payback. Oh my goodness. And then the other thing I want to tell you about solar is these. Now I know you've seen these. These, they have them at Walmart. You can get them in REI too, and this I think I got it from REI. And it folds out. Look at that. Folds out. Kind of reminds you that, like where they show you about those hacks where you have the bottle of water and then you strap your light, your helmet light. I've got one of those inside the car too, that if I had to walk, well, I guess I'd have a helmet light. I mean, I do use it when I go camping sometimes, especially when I had the bike too. I take it with me. But you see how that, see how that is? It's like a little lantern. Well, I can actually hook that to the back too and put it up, and then I can do my reading back there, and the thing could be on the cell phone, could be on the other chargers. So it's nice to have those. And then you see this thing here? Okay, it's powered by the sun, and you can dim it down, or you can even change it to colors, different colors and stuff, which is nice, It's very nice. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about is the big chargers. Okay, so now, about a couple of years ago, the doctor diagnosed me as having sleep apnea. Oh, gosh. I was so upset. I was so mad because now that means I got to have a sleep apnea machine. My whole world come tumbling down because it's like, I don't want no sleep apnea machine. I had told myself, you don't have sleep apnea. Don't you dare listen to them. They're just full of it. They just want to sell you a machine, And I just kind of, went along with that. Well, no, I do have sleep apnea, so I have to have a machine. I was really upset about that because I just don't want no sleep apnea and have to worry about, how am I supposed to charge that up? How? How is that going to happen? I was in the Prius, and then I can't put no solar panel on the Prius. Well, then my daughter gifted me the van, right? So that's the other daughter. She gifted me the van, her and her husband and their family. And I'm thinking, okay, so I'm going to get a solar panel. I'm going to get a panel. Am I going to climb up there and check that thing all the time? Am I going to go up there and make sure that the boats are on there good? What if somebody comes and steals it? what if it doesn't work after I get down the road? Then what am I going to do? What happens if someone comes and clips it off and takes it and steals it? Because you know they steal everything everywhere now. So it's like, yeah, I don't know if I like that. And how much gas is it going to take to haul that thing around? Because they can get quite heavy. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think I got to think about that. But I had almost convinced myself that I was going to have that. I even drove all the way down to Portland and see if I could find somebody down in Portland to put it together. You know, in Portland, they'll do anything. They're woodworkers, whatever, they'll do anything. So, no, it was just so expensive. I'm like, yeah, that's just not me. I think I can do better than that. Let me think about this whole situation. Well, what I came up with is I decided that I should go portable. Portable will do better for me. So, my daughter, the Apple Watch girl, came up with this, the Aimtom. And it took me about an hour to figure it out. But I loved it. But she don't know nothing about solar either, other than those little things that sit up on the dash too. So she got the charger, but she forgot the panel. I said, "Well, yeah, we can charge it, but the problem is, we can charge it by the wall, but we really need to, have a panel too." Oh, so we ordered the panel. So here is the panel that I have. And it's just like that little gadget that sits up on top of my dash. It folds out. I don't have to worry about anybody stealing it unless they break into the car or something. But I don't have to worry about that. It's got a way of standing up by itself. I can put it outside. I aim it to the sun, and it'll fully charge up my gadgets that I have. And this Aimtom was less than $100 when she bought it. And this one here, I think she paid like 100 and maybe 20 for it. But it's in the back, it's got a little pouch thing you can see, and that's full of gadgets, full of like these little plug-in things and stuff. And the way you're going to plug it to the outside to, point it towards the sun so you can get the solar sun. So now let me go and talk to you about, I'm balancing this phone or this camera system on my armrest, and I don't want it to fall off, because the last time I tried to balance something, it fell off and went in the sink and broke the little thing that does the mic. That cost me. Okay, so getting back to the Aimtom. Right now, I'm charging it by car. Now, the car's running for a few minutes because I'm getting ready to get out. But when I go to get out, I'm going to pop open that charger, and I'm going to lay it out, and I'm going to charge the machine with that. And that's because I'll be going for like an hour. And that will keep it going because, all right. So I charged this at home before I left on the trip. And I charged it till it was fully charged, meaning all 5 squares. I have gotten 2 nights out of it now for my sleep apnea. Now, and I just plugged the cord. See right there? Right there. I just plugged the cord in there and press the button, the power button up here, and automatically the sleep apnea machine comes on. And now, if I do not use the humidifier, then I can get 8 to 9 hours of sleep with that. But if I use the humidifier, then I'm only going to get 5 hours of sleep. Now, it doesn't recommend that the sleep apnea machine go in cold temperatures. However, though, I have sometimes had no other choice but to do that. But what I try to do is I try to put kind of a shield around the sleep apnea machine to kind of, warm it a little bit by like a blanket being around it, not cover it completely, but just to kind of like put like a little shield, almost like the sleep apnea is inside an oven. If you get my drift, like, you have the oven and then you put your stuff with the system I make it where it stands up off of the sleep apnea machine, and then put the blanket, okay? And that works. That'll keep it warm enough. Now, to plug it into the car, you would plug it into the cigarette lighter, and then you plug in this little thing here. And it also has a light too, because a lot of people buy these for like camping, and their kids, can run their little stuff and everything. And it's a good way, really, truly, it's a good way to teach kids about solar. Get them want something like this with a little panel and stuff, and you go camping and stuff and teach them about it, because it does really help. It saves me so much money. I mean, because I would have been just sunk if I want to go to the camping place, like I told you before in the other videos, okay, sure, I can go to the camps in Washington and it's half off for me. But if I'm down in Oregon and I go to the state park, no, it's not half off for me. And they're like $40 a night. And I just, yeah, I can't do that. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. So that's what I wanted to tell you. I wanted to let you know about how I power up my gadgets. And these are inexpensive ways. Now, my daughter did buy another big Amton. I have not used that one yet. It's still in its box and it's put away. But if we had a power outage, then I would bring it, but it's fully charged up. But if we had a power outage, I would bring that out and use it for my husband because he does use a sleep apnea machine also. So it's very important, to have the right gadgets. That's what I've learned through all of this and what really that's easy for me. I mean, I just can't do all those amps and all that kind of stuff. My brain just doesn't work that way, and I forget. Sometimes because of the virus thing, I have brain fog. Sometimes I forget, and I'm like, I have figured out, oh, okay, but this is really simple, really easy for me as a grandmother. So I just wanted to tell you guys that. So you guys, if you like this video today, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Thank you very much, and we will see you down the road. Okay, I got a booper. I forgot to tell you guys. Okay, so you see the little things here, the 5 little lines? Okay. That takes, when you do it at home, it's going to take about 5 to 6 hours to fully charge it up. In the car, each square, I have timed it now, each square takes me about an hour to charge it up in the car. So it works great because I used it in the Prius when I did my 12,000-mile trip across America. I used it, I took it with me, and I swear by this thing. This thing works great. An hour for each square. And so when you're going down the freeway, you've got it plugged in and it's going and stuff. And if you're sitting someplace, I just sit up in my dashboard. I don't put it outside because I don't want anybody to steal it. But I wanted to make sure that I did tell you that for each square, you need an hour for that. All right, guys.